All right. So last session, the adventurers, led by Hawk, actually more or less led by Malik, descended underneath the building known as Lament's Nose into a secret library. Cardiff appeared there. They descended down into what is known as a soul well that's hidden beneath the library. And after purifying it and removing demons from the premises, they saw that there was a cleft in the stone, a break in the earth that led into this underground place, and a shadow started billowing from the fury light and coming towards them, surrounded by smoke. And when they saw the form clearly, they realized that it was, in fact, a old or adult red dragon. It appears very upset and is staring at you with its bright yellow eyes. That said, the presumption is we're in a combat kind of station because it doesn't look like it's friendly at all. And the highest of the initiative totals is Boo. Can you see it from your location?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So whatever you would like to do, you do know that there is a means of escape out through the library, if you would like to take that route, or if you want to engage it.
Oh, John, you also need to reorder. Mine's...
Reorder?
The initiative. Mine got stuck on the bottom somehow.
Okay. It's fixed.
I am moving myself to there.
Okay.
And then... It's a bonus action to quaff a potion, right?
Correct.
Bonus action... I have 5 of those, by the way.
Okay. You take a quick sip from the vial and probably discard the vial. Okay, great. And you still have an action?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I do, don't I? I'm gonna do this with the sharpshooter feat. -5 penalty on all 3 of these shots.
Sure. Is that already included? Or no?
So it's -5 from here.
Wow.
First attack misses. Second attack hits. Sorry, your mic is really... Yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay. I don't know what's wrong with it.
I gotta sit forward, that's all.
Okay.
It's a fixed location.
Well, when it's like push to talk and like someone else is speaking, it like... I don't know what that is. Anywho, the first one misses, second one hits, third one obviously hits. With a critical hit. You managed to hit it kind of in the neck area. The second arrow kind of hits between 2 plates, and you can see just a small light reddish color kind of drip out. And then the second one hits right near that under the same plate, and a little bit more red liquid kind of comes out from it. And immediately as that happens, you hear a booming voice respond. Interlopers, what brings you here to my lair? Cardiff, the strangest point of the matter at hand is you, as you're kind of focusing in on it, would recognize that is it may have sounded like a very masculine voice, but it's actually a feminine dragon voice. This appears to be a matriarch or a female. That said, it's Cardiff's turn. What would you like to do on your turn?
Sorry, I had to clear my throat. At this point, Cardiff would kind of be mesmerized. He's basically staring into this maelstrom of souls. He's just kind of staring there, his head cocked to one side, somewhat mesmerized.
Okay.
That's my turn.
inside of the Well of Souls, you're almost certain you see a kind of dark form forming between the souls, kind of like in a negative space. And it appears to be a very familiar dark form to you. All right. That said, Zelbor. Cardiff looks like he's entranced by the well. Boo landed 2 solid shots, and obviously...
No!
Cardiff hits the ground, goes prone, and starts, like, spasming.
Oh boy.
Zelbor, you see that happen as well.
I thought he was the young Cardiff.
He is?
He is the young Cardiff.
Okay. There you go.
I'm just going to kind of sit there and hold my action. If the dragon attacks us, I'm going to launch some magic missiles out of my wand at it.
Certainly. All right, still holding your position. You can see it from your location? Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Kind of. Okay.
Hold on a second. How far am I from it?
120. 120.
Okay, I should be able to hit him.
Yeah, magic missiles. Range is 120.
Yeah, so I'll just hold back, and if he goes in for an attack, launch some at him.
Malik, yeah, you see Cardiff kind of spasming on the floor. You are closer than the other two who have gone. There does seem to be some sort of kind of strangeness about Cardiff's voice as he kind of, laughs, yells, and angrily kind of thrashes on the ground. What would you like to do? You're still bloodied from the last encounter as well.
Oh yeah, I'm very hurt actually. I have 30 hit points left.
Mm-hmm.
So, but what I'm going to do is, since I see Cardiff kind of going all mad on us, is I would move 10 feet, which would be like right here.
Okay.
And then I would grab him and throw him over my shoulder.
All right, I need you to make an athletics check, and Dan, just roll me just a strength check.
So if I do an athletics check, since I'm trained in that...
so athletics strength, yeah. So you'll just do athletics strength check. Yep.
All right. Actually, I'll just do it on roll 20 for now. Yeah, very average.
Okay. Dan, just go ahead and make me a strength check. Okay. As you kind of reach down to grab Cardiff, there appears to be the strength of 2 people in the body, and he throws you off of him as he kind of moves and spins and turns and kind of twists on the ground, shaking violently and laughing. Your action was to attempt to lift up the wild mage, and it's failed. You still have movement and a bonus action.
Right, okay. What I would do is I would look over to Hawk, and I'd say, Hawk, I can't grab him. You're going to have to grab him. And then I'm going to retreat, because I tried everything I could. So I guess I have, that's to be 15, 20, 25. I guess I can go over to one more square over. And then as a bonus action, I would lay on hands myself and just like
get some hit points.
Yeah, get some hit points.
Gotcha. Hawk. You saw Malik's failed attempt in picking up the mage.
Yep. So I'm going to use a bonus action to quaff a healing potion.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll step forward, and I will attempt to grab him and throw him over my shoulder and pull him back.
Make an athletics check, Dan. Make a strength check. Okay.
Nice.
You reach down, you grab the frail old man and lift him up into your arms, and you have him over your shoulder, and you realize that holding him in this way is not going to allow you to move comfortably, because he's trying to get out of your grasp. Your speed, as long as you're holding a Cardiff, is reduced to 5 feet.
Total speed, that's it.
Total speed is 5 feet.
Okay, so we're just going to try to move as far away from here as possible. Can I do anything with him, or is that it? Like, I want to.
You're just basically trying to keep a hold of him. You have him, but he's wriggling in your grasp.
Okay.
Good thing you're not holding 2 Cardiffs.
Another strange thing about that too, Hawk, because your athletic check was really, really good, so you can kind of perceive through it as well. Cardiff seems to be very dense compared to what you would expect of an old frail man. It feels like you're not just holding one person. It feels like you're holding maybe more than one person in one space.
Right. So I'm thinking that maybe the old Cardiff or another version of Cardiff is sort of materializing in or alongside of this Cardiff, and I'm just trying to pull him away. I'm wondering if I can throw him in the opposite direction.
What I'm trying to say, though, is like the body is small and light, but he weighs a lot more than, like currently, his physical form weighs a bunch more than you would expect a frail old man to weigh.
Okay.
So when you were lifting him up, not only is he resisting and he's wriggling, but he also weighs a lot more than you'd expect.
Got it.
As you kind of get him into a quiet moment, just like a second, you kind of look over your shoulder, and you see just fire start erupting out from the dragon. You're perceptive enough to realize that it's not the dragon breathing or anything. It's the dragon pushing off against the lava it's standing in and darting forward. When it lands here, just near the well, it will open its wings, let out a loud, draconic just bellow, and I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw. Cardiff, you have advantage for the purposes of this check.
Anybody within 10 feet of me gets +5 on your saving throw.
Okay.
Not there.
That would include Boo.
Yeah, I am outside of that.
I would like to use my last lucky.
Okay, go ahead and roll it again.
Wow.
Mine should actually be 19 because it didn't add my +5. This character sheet's kind of messed up.
Do you add your own oracles to it as well?
Yeah, I to every single saving throw I have, I add my my charisma mod.
And then Matt, you said you rolled an 18, natural 18, or
I rolled a natural 17 +1, so an 18 total.
Plus his charisma modifier.
I'm outside of 10 feet.
Oh, okay. Then you're
Try one more time, John.
You're boned. You said you spent your last lucky point.
Yeah, now I have Indomitable. Could I do that?
Sure.
Oh, sweet. Boned. I probably am.
Boned. It's not a bone dragon.
Well, Matt is boned. You are also boned.
With an 18, I'm boned?
Yeah.
Oh.
Zach,
I could roll.
this would affect you as well, Zach. What'd you get on your check? I can't hear you, buddy. Still can't hear you.
Want to type it in chat?
Zach, we can't hear you.
You're making the kitten sad.
Oh, that's such a cute kitten.
Okay.
He said it's not important, but we want you to. Did he roll?
Did you roll? Oh, he did. I see it there. It's up there. It's up at the top. Yeah, it is important. Okay. Cool. Yes, it's still a failure.
I think we're all boned, guys.
All right. So if you fail, you are frightened for 1 minute. A creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns. This is also a paralyzing fear. So for the first round of the fear, you cannot move. And you drop Cardiff. He seems to kind of roll closer towards the well.
Of course he does.
Question: does this count as an attack?
It is technically a feature in a saving throw. Attacks don't. There's no attack. No.
Okay.
All right.
Guess what, Boo? Good luck for you here. This is something you're going to like to hear. Aura of Courage. Me or an ally within 10 feet cannot be frightened.
Fuck yeah, buddy.
So within 10 feet of you. Okay, so Boo and you are good. Okay, great.
We're fine.
Malik is frightened. So is Hawk. Okay, great. That's fine.
No, I'm not frightened.
No, not Malik. No, I said Malik and Boo are fine.
Oh, okay.
Zelbor and Hawk are frightened. Right. And I believe so is Cardiff's fine. Okay, cool. On 25, Boo, you're up. And you're very perceptive as well. You actually notice that the fire behind Zell and the fire around, the lava, seems to be kind of roiling. There's something happening here. There's kind of an effect, and you're not sure what it is, but it looks like the areas where there's lava are unstable.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Same deal as before, -5 to attack, +10 to damage.
Go for it.
3 shots.
Sure. No one
Miss. Oh, hit, miss.
I'll take 1. Still 26 damage.
Mm-hmm.
Then...
Yeah, it's not terribly happy at all. It's got a series of arrows in its chest.
Move into there, and another bonus action to do that again. God fucking damn it. Alright, I'm done.
Okay, so you guys see Boo dart away from Malik in your frightened states, and just start moving away after firing some true arrows into the dragon. Alright, Cardiff?
Before I run away, did Cardiff have any reaction when I shot the dragon again?
Mm-mm.
No.
Or did that change his state at all?
No.
His head's still kind of swimming.
Okay. I didn't know if that exasperated it or helped at all.
The young mage kind of starts to hunch over, kind of like he has a crook in his back. The pain! He stretches his arms up, and that's his turn.
At the end of his turn, you can actually see from the tips of his fingers lifted up, coursing down his body, is this very strange warping effect. His arms start to become pockmarked, and he starts to have skin like an elderly man. A beard starts to blossom out of his face as if he was aging rapidly, and his hair goes stark white. The Cardiff that you know and possibly love, which was back in Stormlaw, appears. But the young Cardiff seems to be removed from it. The second he takes on his full form, and you can kind of see him turning to look back at you, everything feels like time kind of stops, but then speeds up. And you feel this strange sensation of being here for a long time, a very strange sensation indeed. And as it happens, you feel rejuvenated, as if you've been resting for a 6th day. Go ahead and gain the effect of a long rest at this point.
Oh, sweet.
Yes.
As the bubble forms out from Cardiff, it envelops the dragon, you start to see its form start to shrink and revert back. And it seems as if it grows lesser in years. Its scales becoming smaller, and its face becoming more narrow and more predatory. Its size doesn't really change, but it does look like several years of it have kind of wasted away from this effect.
Thank you, Cardiff. Hello, my friends.
All right. Cardiff completed his turn, and Zelbor, the effect basically takes over the entirety. I did forget to go on 20 though, and I'm going to go ahead and do that. Everybody has gained the benefits of a long rest already, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, 1 second, sorry. Dan, visible to you and only you, the younger version that you just were or just are, what have you, it manifests as your echo.
Excellent.
Okay. Bear with me here, because I'm doing the opposite of a short rest.
A long rest?
The only thing that seems to kind of be a negative to what has just happened, the arrows that were sticking in it kind of fall away, and the wounds seem to kind of dissipate. Even traveling backwards in time has a healing and regenerative effect.
Nah.
So I'll just put more into it.
Question is, does it have more or less hit points than before?
Really,
We all know the answer.
really close to the same, actually. You knocked about, what, 50 off of it? 2-3 hits? 30?
Barely.
Just about 50?
Joke.
Yeah, well, it's close. To the same. Let's see.
You guys win for me?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not on the initiative count anymore. Do I need to roll another initiative?
What was your initiative again?
16.
I'll just get you back on there. Hold on. Okay. Alright, that said, and done. Zelbor, you feel the effects. I was saying that the roiling lava, and it didn't take its lair action, so I'll go ahead and do that. So magma erupts from everywhere, but the only person who's close enough to the magma eruption would be Zelbor. Zelbor, I need you to go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Aren't you good with fire?
No, I'm good with fire. I'm not good with that dexterity roll. That's going to be a total of 10.
Okay. So you're going to take a total of 21 points of fire damage.
Is that halved? Because I do have.
You are, yeah, you are a tiefling, so yeah. I didn't have it, so it'd be 10.
Okay, so 10.
Yeah. All right. And also, you note too that even with your resistance, standing next to this location, being close to the magma, will continue to cause. Yeah, it'll cause. Even you will be hot next to this. Passing by it is also a problem, so Boo might be kind of in a bad spot too. That said, it's your up.
Okay.
Oh man, Boo feels like he's sitting pretty.
If it's my up.
The running away thing still.
I don't know, man. I'm a hired gun. This is still a dragon, and I didn't see it transform back.
I'm going
I just
to
felt
move
weird.
over there. Maybe I should have shouted something to Boo, but oh well.
Yeah.
And then I hope you have that thing ready, because I bet you know what 5th level spell I'm going to cast.
Is it Big B's?
It's Big B's hand!
You guys watch as
Awesome.
a big old hand.
I love this spell so much.
Let's see.
I'm going to be punching it if you want to use the...
Yeah.
Calls Big B's hand.
Where do you want it? Wait, hold on.
Let me see. Hopefully. Okay, that's good. Yeah, that's fine.
Pretty much right.
I believe casting is. Yeah, casting's.
Well,
120 feet.
You have control. You have control of it now, so you can do it wherever you want.
Okay. I should probably turn off the measurement thing. Actually, right there is pretty much exactly.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack.
Right there. Okay, add +8 to this. That is not going to hit with 10 total.
Yeah. So it does actually contact it, but there wasn't a lot of force behind the blow. It did seem to kind of hit against the dragon's form, but even in its youthened state, its or younger state would probably be a better word to put. It doesn't seem to be that. It still seems to be pretty damn strong.
So disappointed in you, hand.
That was a movement and an attack, or an action.
What we've been through.
No bonus actions, right?
Bonus action, I am going to
Inspire.
Hawk.
Okay.
Nice.
So,
Mel.
All right, I just want a clarification here. Is Cardiff standing on his own now, or is he?
Yes.
Okay. So he's not being carried by Hawk anymore.
Yeah, he's now got the kind of punch an old man kind of like continence that he had, back in Stormloft. He's not the young man that you were just fighting alongside.
Okay, well then I'm gonna look at Hawk, and I'm gonna say, Hawk, are we fighting this thing or are we running?
You hear in your head, Hawk, as the question it poses in your head, you hear a female voice say, "We're killing this beast."
Hawk says, "We're killing this beast."
Okay, so in that case, I would grab my trident and do the opposite of run away, which would be, let's see, I can go...
Run away, but in reverse.
Run away! Because the fight is going to fight, and the bot is going to sing.
I guess, unless I double move, I can't get to him.
That's your inspire. Is that your inspiring? Was that your inspiring song?
That was my inspiring song.
I love it.
I have a list written here.
You move up to there, Mel, and
I move up to there, and then I'm going to use my Channel Divinity, which I just switched that over to Mercy. So I'm going to use Mercy's End, which as a bonus action, I can target a single creature within 30 feet of me, which is going to be my buddy, Hawk.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, Hawk, now every time you attack something and hit, you do 10 extra damage.
Okay, so inspired and extra damage, pretty awesome.
Oh, it's just a one attack, right? Or how long?
No, what it says is Mercy's End, you can spend your Channel Divinity and use a bonus action to target a single creature within 30 feet of you. You're right, the next time the creature hits a creature with a weapon attack for a duration. No, but it does say for a duration of up to a minute.
The next, it's like Smite. So, like a smite spell, you're basically casting a smite spell on him. Yeah, it would be really broke if it was +10 for a long duration. That'd be cheating.
That's what I thought it was. That is like the most awesome power.
I would never release unbalanced stuff like that. By the way, people watching at home, which is nobody, possibly Ian, that is the Oath of Mercifulness that Malik is, and it's on sale in the DM's Guild for $1, or you can buy all 25 for $20. Oh, I'm a salesperson. Go. You go already. Are you done? Did you roll your dice?
I might want
you to buy from the DM's Guild.
I want to do one more thing. I want to cast Aura of Vitality.
Okay.
And then I'm just going to have that. And basically, when that's up, somebody within 30 feet I can heal. Is anybody within 30 feet of me hit? I don't think any of us have been hit except
you guys you just got all your hit points back. Yeah, you're good.
All right. So I keep that up. So there we go. Then I'm waiting for my buddy to go kick this dragon's butt.
Uh-oh.
That's you.
Kick his ass.
Yeah, I'm your wingman.
Okay. Hawk.
So no longer exhausted, obviously, right? That's all past.
All of it's gone.
No longer fear. Okay, right.
You effectively have rested for 6 days.
Right. 5, 10, 15, 20. So I can get to here. And we're just going to go toe-to-toe, I guess.
You run around the well and move to it and just start attacking. Alright.
That's kind of what I'm going to do.
The Elvish Blade sings as you strike out. Attack! Hit.
So can I use the plus 10 damage?
You're cutting out what?
Can I use the plus 10 damage?
Yeah, that's fine.
So that would be 26.
Yeah, it's the next time. You don't really have a choice. Yep. And then the second attack? And third attack?
Keep in mind, if you want to use inspiration on one of these.
Yeah, let's use the inspiration on this one.
Roll a D10 or D8?
D10.
Okay.
I believe it's a D10 at this level. Let me just double check.
That'll work. That'll hit. Damage is 15. Okay. Solid strike. And then the next attack. That will hit an 11 damage.
Right, and so that I'm just gonna use it all up, guys. All right.
Action surge.
Action surge and try again.
Do it.
Hit. Or hit 1. Okay. Hit 2. Hit 3. So minus... Or hit 2, sorry.
There's hit 3s and 18.
1, 2, 3. 18 misses.
Let's use a lucky.
Okay. He's going all in.
You might as well, right?
Luckies. Yeah.
Fuck.
That'll miss.
Okay.
Not too lucky. Alright, and then it'll go to it. And I do like your efforts there. But it's going to go ahead and use a legendary action before it takes its action. It's going to go ahead and wing attack. So everybody within... Hold on.
Oh.
Everybody within 10 feet of it, so just you, Hawk, needs to make a dex.
Hawk and Bigby's hand, technically.
Yeah, I don't think I can knock it prone though. So, go ahead and make it.
Damage.
Also, yeah, that's true. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. Success.
15 for Bigby's.
And it's outside of 10 feet of the hand, so it won't get the +5 to its saving throws. Okay. So the hand will take 19 points of damage.
Okay.
And Hawk, you're fine. But basically, it lifts its wings up, slams them down into the ground. When it does so, you feel the force of its just a sheer mass, and you kind of squat down and brush your shield up to kind of hold yourself. The hand kind of bounces against the ground and then pops back up like a beach ball. After it does that, it kind of slams its stuff down, and its hands kind of slam in front of it, and its head kind of cocks back, and it snaps forward. When it does so, its eyes turn bright, fury red, and its mouth shoots out a gout of flame, which enveloped, I think, pretty much everybody here. 60-foot cone. That would shoot out...
Yeah, it's going to hit me.
Everybody but Boo, yeah.
Including
if you are directly, you are not. You are not. Just Cardiff is. If you're directly behind the souls, you have advantage on your saving throw. But everybody make a dexterity saving throw.
Does Big Beast also make the throw?
I would say that its origin point would be here, and it would be kind of shooting out that way. So it would spread out to kind of catch it on its back end, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to roll Big Beast first.
Okay.
Big Beast got a 12.
Okay.
Do I get any benefit from being near Malik?
You get +5.
So
does Cardiff.
Do you have shield mastery as a feat? Hawk?
No.
Okay. Sorry. It's a different. It's probably a different character. Okay.
23 for
So I have a 19.
19 is good. 23 is good. 12 is not good, so the hand's taking the full damage. Malik, you had a 2.
And that was without the +5, but that's not going to matter.
Okay. Yeah. Cardiff, you had a 21. Okay, cool. So if you failed, you're within 10. Yeah, you are. If you failed to save, you're taking 72 points of fire damage.
Oh shit!
If you succeeded on the save, you're taking half as much, which would be a total of 36 points of fire damage.
So, since I have resistance, is the 30...
If you pass its halves, 36, and then you half that, so it'd be 18.
18, yeah.
Yep. And as a reaction, Cardiff casts Absorb Elements, which states he gains resistance to fire. And your next melee attack, also the first time you hit with a melee attack on your next turn, the target takes an extra d6 fire. Okay. Cardiff, what you see happen though when it does that, it breathes like through the well. The fire actually ignites the souls in between you and it, and you see the souls like kind of like start ripping apart at the seams, and you hear screams that are not female, that are not male, they're not mechanical, they're hard to define, but you can feel like the just agony of these screams as they're being emitted from these souls right in front of you.
It's cold-blooded.
It does seem that the well kind of refills in that spot. It still kind of maintains its form. And as a bonus action, the dragon reaches its head over, places its head into the well, and breathes in deep.
Okay, also, John.
Yeah.
Since I am within 60 feet of this, can I cast Hellish Rebuke as my reaction?
Certainly. Go ahead.
Just going to click it. Ugh, that's terrible.
Okay. So it takes the 8 damage. I'm just not going to roll for it because I don't care, because it's going to be healing some. The burns from it, the scars from Dias Sentina, just the wounds that you have dealt over this last couple of seconds, they don't all go away, but a lot of them kind of start to patch over, and some of the blood seeps back into the dragon. The souls seem like not as strong when he imbibes them. They're no longer as powerful. It's not like a full well. So you're sure that he can't do it again. Boo!
We need you, Boo.
I know.
But he doesn't know what's going on.
Boo doesn't know that.
Hold on. Boo, make a perception check.
Perception wisdom?
Yes, please. Alright, Boo, you kind of hit that point and turn and look back as you see the fire erupt, and you're like, oh shit! And then you see Zelwar kind of brush it off and start darting with, intent towards the dragon. You hear the sound of a sword singing through the air and cutting into dragon scale. You hear the sound of prayers being sent up in the Drent's tongue, and you hear the sounds of souls screaming and fire bursting out. You would know that dragons can't breathe immediately after they've just breathed, and the breath is the main thing. It doesn't sound like anybody died besides those weird, not identifiable screams. Do as you will.
The part that was important is that you said it didn't sound like anybody died.
Right.
If you hadn't said that, I would have dashed the fuck out.
It'd been like, peace.
Because, I would have heard, fucking Zelbor rush back in, and it's like, oh, he's stupid, and he's gonna go try and help, and then dragon fire breath, but,
Right.
That, we couldn't have survived. Those 4 could not have survived the legendary fire breath. I'm fucking out. But if they, sounds like they did, maybe there's more to see.
If you go back down...
No, Bigby's hand!
You probably do hear that, yeah. If you do descend back down the steps with that kind of mentality and kind of look at the scene, you can see that the fight seems to be well underway, and the only person who seems to be truly wounded is Malik.
He'll be fine.
But he was wounded the last time you saw him.
Perfect. Yeah, moving back in. I might as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I get the big money.
So, not doing this with sharpshooter, but it is going to be an arcane shot.
Okay.
First one, right at him. 25 hits. Oh, did it not roll?
It did not roll.
Oh, maybe it doesn't do any damage anymore. I forgot. That's never mind. I'm also gonna do. Where is it? This.
You can cast. Oh, okay, I get it. One's one of your.
That's the arcane shot effect for hitting with the.
And then one's one of your special arrows. Got it. Okay. That will.
That's my special arrow. So he's got to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. This is the first time he's actually. It's not a spell effect. It's not a spell effect.
No.
Okay. DC is
12.
Yeah, he passes.
Okay. That's fair.
And.
But then I'm gonna do another one.
Okay.
Which one? So that's 33 hits.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
And this is another DC 12?
Nope. If the arrow hits a creature, the target takes an extra 9 poison damage, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet, and it takes 4 slashing damage for each time it tries to move.
Oh, okay.
So this one, I just had to hit with the arrow.
Got it. So we're looking at a total of 9. Okay, so it's down. Got it. Okay.
16, 7, 16, and 9. And then I have one more shot. This is just normal.
Okay. That'll also hit.
Actually, I'm also going to do that. And then 1, 2, 3. Well, missed on the 15.
When the first one comes in, it raises its hand and speaks a word in Draconic. When it does so, a bright red field of... really? Okay. Go ahead and spend your 3rd level spell slot. And
it's gonna get fucking armor all day, every day.
it attempts to cast the spell Shield, and Shield is counterspell. So it'll take damage.
It's gonna make it harder to hit for everybody else until the end of its initiative, until the beginning of its turn.
Ooh, that is really close. Oh, that is really close. Okay.
Where do you roll that? I don't see the roll on
Counterspell? Counterspell is automatic if it's 3rd level or lower. You only have to roll a dice for anything if it's 4th or higher.
And shield is 1st level.
Yes. Boo, done?
Yeah, now I'm done.
Cardiff up.
So these souls that were basically incinerated, what comes of them? Like what? Like they're just done?
Oh, they're just done. Yeah. Basically, you know well enough that these are unborn souls. These are souls that don't have a personality or a conscience or anything. They're basically the fundamental stuff of souls. If corrupted by demons like they were last session, they can be sold as larvae in the demon world. But apparently this dragon just sustained itself and healed itself by drinking them. You would know, based on your knowledge, that the well will probably refill to a point that it's drinkable again in about 3 rounds.
Cast that around the well.
Okay.
Nice.
And then I'm going to move behind the wall of force.
Yeah, are you capping it, or is it just a wall around?
I'm capped. Like it's that well, he cannot get to it. It is capped.
You can form it into a hemispherical dome. Got it.
Yep. And then I'm gonna drink a potion.
Good choice.
Ducking down behind it. Actually, let's be there.
Okay. I'm just gonna use this to represent that. And you said you were done, right?
Yeah, I'm drinking a potion. That's it.
Okay. Zelvor.
Seeing as Bigby's hand did not work out so well for me, I miss him so much! So yeah, I'm just going to cast some magic missile at him.
Okay.
Give me a second. I'm just going to use 1 charge right now.
Also, hold on a second here. Everybody is going to take... Yeah, did you roll for him? What's that 2d4 plus 2?
That's the healing.
He took a healing potion.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll me 3d4 there, Matt. And I'll add 3. But we were doing legendary actions for it on... Or not legendary, lair actions for it on your turn because I forgot and I did it on your turn. So at that point, I need everybody to go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw. This will happen after your stuff, Matt. Bill, you're fine.
Within 10 feet of me gets +5.
15.
15.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Good.
9.
Mel, as it's kind of shaking, basically as it's kind of standing there, it's still like staunch pose there. The ground starts to shake around you, and it starts to shake around everyone. The whole place starts to tremble. You see it actually throw Malik off of his footing. He tries to kind of like brace himself on the pillar next to him, but he tumbles and hits the ground. Everybody else is able to keep their footing with no problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hawk used my inspiration last time, right?
Yep.
My name is Elbor. I'm carrying the team.
You're what?
But this is how I feel. Come sit next to me. Pour yourself some tea. Just like Malik made when we couldn't find Hawk. Things were better then. Once, but never again.
Hold on.
Left-eyed
I'm trying to shut you up because it's actually probably something that'll cause you. So you have dealt enough damage to bloody it or reduce it to half its hit points. And because I am a terrible and horrible and the worst, and I don't like just regular dragons, when it bloodies, its breath weapon recharges and it spits it right back at all you guys. So if you were in its effect last time plus boo, dexterity saving throw.
Again?
+5? Is that +5, Malik?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I'm and if I'm prone, it goes right over my head, right?
No, it actually goes right into you.
What about being behind this wall of force?
Behind the wall of force is fine. It's going to wrap around corners though, and the benefit that you had of being behind the well isn't actually going to be something that you're going to gain. It's going to wrap and hit.
Okay, so
24.
You actually created the problem was like the fire was being like stopped and kind of coated in the souls, kind of like somebody shooting like a tart.
dampening it.
Now it's hitting and circling around this wall.
Point the luck.
Yeah, a 24, John.
24 is good. 25 is good.
I got 16.
16 is not good.
Cardiff got less than that. You got a 14.
Okay, so if you are taking the damage, you're taking a total of 50 points of damage if you're failing. If you succeeded, you're taking 25. If you're tiefling and you succeeded, you're taking 13. 12. Round it down.
I'm unconscious.
Malik,
How much?
the waterman.
Those numbers again?
So if you failed your save, 50. If you succeeded, 25.
If I would have succeeded, that'd have been all right. But I can't roll. I cannot roll dex saves. That's my weakness.
Yeah, you're a big fit. You're a big floppy fish in freaking metal armor. What do you want?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
Chronal Echo. Whenever you're taking damage, so you guys watch as the fire hits the old man Cardiff, and he kind of like gets obliterated. It was 50.
Hit point left.
Yeah. The temporal echo, you see it kind of just instead do the same posture as the young man, and like you watch as he dies horribly, and Cardiff just kind of like blue streaks, becomes like a blue streak of temporal energy, and appears where the echo was.
That's pretty awesome.
If we have concentration spells up, do we need to?
Yes, you do. And you would actually be 13, so you need a DC 10.
Actually, thinking about it, I think the only concentration spell I had was Big B's hand, so I think
You're good.
I'm okay, yeah.
Aura Vitality is probably not in presence anymore, though. Because I just destroyed the person who had it up.
That is correct. I was going to roll on my turn to see if it had stayed up.
It's okay. No worries. Cardiff, after seeing the devastation thrown before you, but before your turn, interceding with a legendary action, it's going to tail whip at Hawk. Total of 31 to hit. Hawk take 11 points of damage. Bludgeoning. As it basically...
Can I cutting words to reduce the damage?
You can.
Alright,
That's your third inspiration, or second inspiration?
Third, because I inspired Hawk right there.
Okay. Yeah, so 1 point of damage. As the tail comes and tries to slam into you, you hear a, probably don't get hit in the face, buddy! And you kind of drop down and it just tinks against your shield.
I love being a bard!
Cardiff, we're not trying to skip your turn, I swear. It's your
Dang it, sorry. I keep
It's
that instead of...
no worries. Nobody in the stream can see it. This is all, like, yeah, they can't see that stuff yet. Eventually, I'm going to try and get it to, it's going to be us 6 on one side of the screen, or on the top of the screen, and then at the bottom of the screen, it'll have the Roll20 stuff. But I haven't mastered Zoom yet. Give me some time.
That's fine.
I need a tech guy. It's too bad Chase Carlson doesn't hang out with us. You're going to cast a spell on it?
Yes.
Okay. So the wall of force blocks line of sight. So you'll have to. Okay, I see. Okay. All right. I'll go ahead and make my check. As you cast the spell, you do notice something very strange about the spell as it starts to affect it. It seems that the dragon has some sort of resistance to spells.
Okay.
And yeah, it will pass that saving throw.
Well, fuck. Part of my movement, I get out a healing potion, and I'll wait for my next turn, and I'll move back here.
Yeah, I'm really waiting. I'm actually curious. I'm wondering if Hawk...
You know that Malik is down, right?
I know.
No, I'm talking to Dan.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to stop him from being able to do anything. I was trying to paralyze him. But I will heal him. And that's my turn.
Okay.
I have a potion in hand.
Okay. And you know to quaff it's a bonus action, but to force it down someone else's throat.
Full action.
Yes. Alright. Zelbor.
Big gun, Zel.
So the first thing that I'm going to do is obviously not heal Malik. I'm going to...
That's better. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Hold on a second. If I cast at 3rd level, can I cast another spell?
So, yeah, third level or lower. Correct.
Okay, I'm going to bonus action 3rd level. So you get 9 hit points back, Malik.
Oh, that is a really shitty roll. No, you spent it as a 3rd, and it only rolled 1d4. Roll 2 more d4. That didn't go right.
That is weird. Okay.
So 13.
13. Okay. That's better. So you have 13 hit points now, Malik.
Okay. He says a healing word, and Malik starts to get back up, and then action.
Gosh, action. You know what? This might not work, but...
It could, you never know.
It could. So, I am going to need him to make a wisdom saving throw.
Gosh, you guys are really bad at this whole bit.
You know,
too late.
Actually, hold on a second.
What are you doing? You already did it. It's too late. Don't you cheat on me.
I wasn't going to cheat on you.
Fair enough. Okay. Let's see it.
Shot.
Let's see.
That would be so great.
No, it passes.
Oh darn! If he failed, I was going to turn him into a little baby seal.
Yeah. Zelbor, do me a favor though, because you don't have like a wall of force and a bunch of fighters, the way you're kind of looking at it from a distance. Make me a perception check.
Perception check. All right. No. No.
What'd you get? Oh, no, fucking never mind. All right. I was like, it's not gonna be a hard one because of distance, but no, failure is failure. And
it's a 1.
You know failure pretty well. Malik, you are not dying on the ground on fire. But when you do look at yourself, you do realize that your blue-colored skin is kind of that shade of purple that it's been before because of burning, acid burning in the past. But you know, burning. Yeah, but you are prone. Standing up will have your movement speed if you want to get into the fight. I don't think you want to. But before you do, I'm going to be a jerk and use one of my legendary actions because I can do that. I can just randomly interject whenever I want. I'm going to smack that stupid hawk in the face with his tail. I hit a 23. Is that it?
It does.
Okay, so you're taking 17 bludgeoning damage. Cutting words?
Yeah, screw it.
Number 4. How many inspiration points do you have?
I have 5 total.
One more after this. Okay, cool.
How many?
So you're taking 10 instead of 17.
Thank you.
No, I can actually cutting words instead of the damage. I think I can actually cutting words the attack.
Oh! Because I said words before. I need to do better as a DM. I'll allow it. Yeah, it misses. That's fine.
That's so sweet. You're my hero. You're my hero, Zell.
That's fine. Okay. Gosh.
Sorry, that's what I wanted to use the cutting words for. I just.
Okay. So, Mel, sorry for cutting you off and interjecting myself into your world space. Go ahead and take your turn. You are prone.
All right.
Get up, obviously.
Bonus act. Yeah, I guess I have to get up as half my movement, right?
Right.
I don't know if I'll be able to get to him this turn. Then let me see where distance is here.
Do a ranged attack.
To be,
I can get to him.
Yeah. To be fair, yeah, you can get to him. That's not a problem. The main thing is you have 13 hit points, and if you get in a melee with him, and I hit. Unless he uses his last inspiration point, I'm knocking you down again. You may want to do a little bit of R&R. There's also a pillar next to you. If you get on the other side of that pillar, the flame probably won't hurt as much. No, it'll wrap right around it.
Can I only smite in a melee attack?
Correct.
Or can it be? I can't do a ranged smite if I throw my trident.
It might actually be any weapon attack at all. Let me double check.
Yeah, I should be able to check too. If I can click on that little thing here, it says smite. It should tell us. Divine Smite. Oh wait, that's not good. Oh yeah. It has to be a melee weapon attack. Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. Okay.
I could give myself as a bonus action 75 hit points immediately because that's my entire pool of lay on hands, and my pool is a little bit larger because of the merciful healer. This is like a commercial for a merciful healer.
So if you could do that and stay within 10 feet of Hawk, that would be really helpful.
I was planning on charging him and attacking him. What the hell? You only live once. So I do that. I stand up. I grab my trident and I charge. And I at least want to get one hit on this thing before it kills me.
Sure.
All right. So then I throw my trident right down toward its
make it attack.
Neck. All right. I'll actually do it online.
You get 2 attacks with extra attacks.
That is true, I do. And if I hit on one of them, I'm going to smite. But first, I got to roll to see.
Sure.
That's the first one. Oh my gosh! It's a.
That'll work. So do me a solid. What level spell are you going to spend for Divine Smite?
3.
So do me a favor and roll 6d8.
Yes. Don't I just click on this thing and it'll do it for me?
No, well, you have to do it. Okay. You'll have to do it twice, but yeah.
Okay. I'll just roll
68. You have them right there.
Yep, 68 you said. All right.
3. You said 3rd level spell.
Yeah, yep, 3rd level spells. You're right.
No, actually, hold on. It's 1 plus 3, so that's 4. It's actually 8d8.
It should be 8d8.
All right, I'll have to roll 3 more of these because I only have 5 here. Also, I get one thing that might not be adding on to my thing here is I get 1d8 of smite even without using the spell. So that's an extra d8. Oh, that was all right. No, this is going to be very average.
Yeah, I just need the Divine Smite stuff. Everything else is already in. But yeah.
24, but I gotta roll 3 more d8s.
Okay, 24 so far.
Oh my god, I rolled 2 1s and a 3.
24 plus a 15 is 39. Minus 39. And then you said another what?
Another 5.
Okay.
I rolled so bad on those d8s.
And then do me one more favor. Roll me one more d8.
1 more d8. Oh, you do this one. This one rolled an 8. I rolled another 8. Sweet.
Okay. So as you stab forward with your trident, just rushing forward like blood and just burn flesh peeling off you as you kind of get up and just dart towards it, you bring in the trident and stab into the creature's chest. As it hits, you feel like dragon scale break apart underneath the weight of the fork's spears. As you punch a hole into the dragon thing, you see a hand reach out and grab the trident's head,
What?
covered with black scales and with horrible, infernal-looking like claws. It holds on to the trident, but with your might and with the radiant energy pulsing from you into it, it kind of starts shaking. The hand breaks off of it and kind of slips back into the dragon. You bring your trident up for your second attack. Make your attack.
Oh my gosh, what is going on with this dragon? No fucking way!
Are you spending? Are you going to smite it again? Are you going to smite it again?
Yes, but only level 2 smite.
No, okay, so you're gonna roll. So it'd be 68. Sorry, 78.
Obviously, roll through roll 20 because you're doing great on roll 20.
Oh yeah, maybe I should roll through.
No. It's easier. It's easier there.
All right, so far.
Damn it, Andy!
How many am I supposed to roll?
7.
Okay, I need to roll 2 more. I have 25 so far. 25, 37. That was good that time when I rolled. Last time I rolled a bunch of 1s.
Okay, so you slam into it, the hand reaches out, the radiant energy pulses from you into the trident like a conduit. The hand shakes away, you lift the trident up, and you bring it right back down into that same hole. You feel it bury like the entire head of it, and a bit of the shaft into the dragon. You hear a loud scream come out of the dragon from its chest, and also from its mouth. As that happens, the dragon starts to fall limp. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. Hawk, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, because when you fight huge creatures in my games, I will drop them on you. I don't give a shit!
Oh no!
I got 16. What'd you get?
Awesome.
16's good. And Hawk?
Come on, don't land.
Okay,
Don't land on my buddy. Yep, you do.
Okay. Hawk, as you're kind of trying to jump away from it, its head kind of falls, horns and everything, onto your back end and slams you down underneath it. There's about 600 pounds of head stuck on your back end. You're taking 21 points of damage, and you're also taking 12 points of fire damage because the lava underneath it splashed up into your areas. There's a lot of heat down there. It's bad. You feel like if you're stuck down here for long and you can't get that head off you might burn to death. Malik, you dodge it, and you don't.
What have I done?
You don't take crushing damage, but you will take 10 points of fire damage as basically lava sprays. It's like somebody threw something heavy onto a bonfire. It just lots of fire out and around. Once that happens, Cardiff, your eyes immediately focus on where he stabbed, because you saw the white trail line from last session that was linking it to the soul portal was still connected. It was still, even despite the fact that there's a wall of force that should be severing that, it still has, like, there was still a line. But the second, whatever it was that was inside of it, basically just ripped apart by Trident Head. That line severs from the dragon and kind of just will-o-wisps into the well, through the wall of force, and just dissipates. Really fucking awesome hits, Kevin. That was insane.
For the win.
But yeah,
That's the best he's ever done in a battle, right there. 2 nat 20s, smiting. I mean, yeah. That's a paladin doing a nova, as the kids call it.
I know he won't die super hard, super fast, but we still have him there. Hawk, you can try and force the dragon head off of you. Athletics check. Okay.
Went 20.
Yeah. You managed to. Wait, why is it 20?
Well, I get a +5 because I'm near Malik.
No, it's for saves.
Throws.
That's for saves.
Saves, not skill checks.
Okay.
You don't manage to get it off of you, but you manage to get. You have a luck point too.
Yeah, I'll use a luck point.
Alright, hit it again.
I have 1 left after
Let's
that.
see how bad it goes. Because every single time you do it, it seems to be rolling way more.
Yeah, you've not been lucky with that.
That was good.
So you manage to get your feet underneath, like, turned, so you can kind of push up with your lower half. And you kind of have this moment of, like, just your leg slips into a nice position, a nicer position than it ought to have, and you push up and press the thing off of you and kind of just push yourself out from underneath it. You still take a total of 10 points of fire damage as you were underneath it and burning, but you get out and you're able to kind of, you're already stopped and you're already dropped, so just the roll part, I don't know if that's a thing everywhere else, but yes, you roll on the ground and you're fine. You're not on fire anymore.
Okay.
All right. Let me go ahead and clear the field. The second the dragon dies, the demon corpses that were left behind from last time just start bursting into kind of blackish energy.
Weird.
Even the one floating on top of the lava that got moved around a bit when stuff started flying out at you, Zelbor, but all of them dissipate.
Is there something I could do to figure or see if I know why they start to just dissipate then?
Yeah.
Earlier.
Go ahead and make me an Arcana check, and you'll have advantage of it.
Arcana, just intelligence?
Arcana intelligence, yeah.
I'd also like to do something when it's finished.
Okay.
That one on. I'll roll it again. I thought I had that set up right.
That's more than enough. Okay. So typically, when a demon dies, if it is on its own and it was brought into this world, when it dies, it goes back to whatever hell it came from for a year and a day. If a demon is summoned here by another demon and it dies, its body stays here in purgatory dead, effectively purgatory for it, because it doesn't go back, until the summoner of it dies. Then all of them go back for a year and a day. So basically, if a greater demon summons a lesser demon summons lesser demons, if the lesser demons die, they just lay around dead. And then the ones above it die, they lay around dead. And then the ones above it, once they die, all the bodies go away.
And so when we slew the dragon, all the bodies went away.
Apparently the demon that was inside of that dragon summoned those demons.
Nice.
We need to get that demon out of there and examine it.
Hawk wants to, I'm sorry, to sort of pay attention to his sword and to move the sword by the well.
Sword seems really happy and isn't really focused on that nonsense. It's just really happy. It seems really, really happy. In fact, its state of euphoria right now is filling you, and everybody who like walks near you or looks at you, even though your lower half is kind of like on fire a bit, and there's some tail bludgeons on your shield, like your shield's a little dirty from tail slaps, but you've got this stupid smile on your face. You're just like, yeah, your sword is really happy. Mel, you were saying you wanted to get that demon out?
Yeah, I wanted to look over at Zelbor and say, hey, there was a demon inside this dragon. Don't you think we should get that out and look at it? You know about demon, or a devil or something in there.
Oh, sure. Just because I have demonic blood in me means I know these things.
Zelbor, are you going to help? Are you going to help him?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you two start trying to, without trying to use a fork to cut into things is a bit difficult. I'm sure you've all had dinner, so you guys are trying to use a different tool, like use your shield to try to pry it open and get inside of it. And then Zelbor, as you're holding it up, kind of have Zelbor reach in and try and reach around. It's not on fire or anything.
Some daggers.
Yeah, that helps. But ultimately, what I'm saying is since Mel's the strong one and Zelbor, you're not really going to be able to help in that department. He's going to hold it open, and you're going to reach in and kind of look around for it, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, perfect. While that's happening, and Hawk is in a euphoric state, you're watching the scene. Like, you just saw a pretty cool fish man just destroy a dragon with a glowing gold trident. It's pretty dope. Zell and him are now kind of digging inside of it. The main thing that you're probably thinking about, though, is those dragon scales are worth a shit ton of money, and if you can get them to the right person, they could potentially be lots of cool stuff. Because you're a hunter type, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm a do things for money type guy, so I would know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dragon parts equals money.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna go start fucking harvesting. Okay.
And Cardiff, last but not least. The well is protected. Do you just let your wall of force down?
Yeah.
Okay. And anything else that you want to do?
I'll begin cleansing the well.
The well's
Here it is.
perfectly clean, and it was maintained. It seems to have refilled to its original state, and you can sense that whatever was connected to it was stopping the well from operating normally. But it seems that the souls, as they kind of reach the top of the well, are kind of entering into the near ethereal and moving into the world, which you know to mean that they'll probably be moving from that point and out to newborns, every pretty much anything, kids, peoples, animals, what have you.
Excellent.
Well done.
Well done.
Nice job, Mel. You're the hero for the day.
Hey.
Actually, everybody did really well. Zell, you were buffing up a storm.
Zelbor, you kind of are reaching around inside. You don't feel a corpse, but you do feel a cavity where a person or person-sized thing might have fit inside of it. And roll me a nature check.
Good luck. That might work. True scene.
Yeah, you can see this place appears to be like just a glowing zone of these souls kind of spiraling out and soaking through the ceiling.
Do we still have those books from the library?
Nothing hidden here. The ones that you have copied? Yeah.
Is there anything... I would want to know if there's anything funny happening with the books in this place.
No. There don't appear to be any books in this specific room that you're in. There is a strange altar behind you that a couple of you use for cover a bit. There's this dais, series of steps that leads up to the altar. And on the sides of the altar, there are two statues in the shapes of demons. The demons that they are shaped like are the spine devils, not demons, devils. The spine devils that you saw from before.
Well, that can't stand.
But they're statues. Yeah.
Well, if we don't find anything in the dragon, it looks like whatever was in it disappeared.
Did I get a nature check from Zelwar?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that was for me. Nature check, just wisdom.
Yeah, I believe that's right. The cavity that you're searching around through is kind of behind the ribs, which a couple of them were broken by Malik's strike. And it's actually the cavity that you're looking through. It appears to be where the heart would be for a dragon.
Wow.
You're saying this dragon is a heartless.
Its heart was a demon.
Man.
As you're kind of fumbling around in there, you reach down and you feel a very smooth stone. And as you touch it, it feels hot to the touch. Not like, but it feels hot to the touch. And you then kind of feel this weird force kind of wash over you, Zell. And you see nothing for a second, just darkness. The darkness becomes ignited in flame. And as it burns, the burning in front of you coalesces into a form like a humanoid, but wreathed and made of flame. And it says to you, Cindescrae, Cindescrae, your blood is as mine. And as it finishes its statement, the orb flies out of the fucking dragon and starts floating around your head.
Sweet.
The orb seems to be about the same size as the orb that your best friend Malik has, except it's bright red.
I didn't know I had an orb.
Yeah, a blue one.
Yeah.
That's why you're having bad dreams.
Which one?
Your bad dreams orb.
Oh, that one.
Can I try to figure out what the fuck this thing is?
It's floating around your head like a Ioun stone, but it's a bit larger than an Ioun stone.
Right. But
it's not zipping by any means. It's not like it's gonna bonk somebody, but it's definitely floating around your head. Everybody.
I'm just not happy about this.
Everybody should be a bit confused by it, for sure. Do you focus on it? Like, and start kind of looking at it and trying to inspect it?
Yes.
It appears to be a glass orb, much like Malik's, but it has a reddish color to the glass. Because of the lighter nature of the color, you can actually see into the orb a bit, and it looks like there's a cavity in the center that's kind of filled with a liquid. Based on the hue of it, it's a lighter color than the glass.
All right, when we get 10 minutes, I want to cast something up to see if I can figure out what it is.
Identify? Is it identify?
Yes, it is, and I can cast it as a ritual, so...
It's perfectly fine.
If you want to take 10 minutes, then I'll keep harvesting scales. Or time to better, man.
I can just...
Hey, while he's doing that, I want to go over and see if, like, what would be the proper thing to do to a demon, like, altar? Could I, like, destroy it or something?
Are you casting that on the orb, Dan?
I'm casting that on the statues and throwing them into the altar.
Oh, okay.
I'm casting it on me and then throwing the statues in the. I mean, it's on me.
Well, the altar doesn't look like it's demonic. Just the statues to the sides of it.
Okay. Well,
throwing the statues and breaking them apart. Fine.
Great.
Not a fan of those. It looks cool as shit. But the altar set on it appears to be like a small like stone reservoir that should be holding something, but it doesn't appear that anything's set in it. Do you go and inspect that?
Do it, Cardiff. You know you want to.
Okay. There's a language that you do not speak, which is a weird one. Written out in the stone and on the ring of this. Basically, it's like a pestle. Pestle's the cup side, right? Of a mortar and pestle. Yeah. It looks like it would fit an orb-shaped thing, or maybe liquid, possibly an orb-shaped thing. Am I big? Do you got? Okay. Right.
Yeah, I know what I have that I could put in there, but I want to wait until I see if he knows what that is.
The strange language starts to become relevant to you, and you actually understand what it's saying. And you actually recognize the language after you think about it for a while in your Cardiffian kind of mentality. The language is vampiric. And when you start reading it, you realize that it says, "Here lies the last blood of Cindescrae, youngest son of Tovesh Nernon, cursed for all his days." But there doesn't appear to be any blood or anything resting here.
Someone's not allowed to everyone.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Was that the guy that I got cursed with? I think it is, isn't it? No. Oh, similar though.
Well, Tovesh Nernon, yeah, they're related, but it's not the same guy. Yours is Devunray, and then his. Okay, let's try this. Yours is Devunray, and his is Cindescrae.
Aha.
I'm gonna try and rip the orb with telekinesis to this spot.
You grab it and you start to pull it away from him. Zell, you really feel compelled, magically so, to follow the orb. It seems that the orb's orbit, as you're holding onto the orb, stops. And Zeldwar starts to spin underneath it, as if that would be... Do you get what I'm saying? So the orbit is still happening, it just, instead of the orb spinning, now Zeldwar is spinning inside of the stone's orbit.
The fuck?
I don't like this feeling! This is making me dizzy!
Boo is laughing his ass off. By the fucking thing he's ever seen. Just like poor Zelborn. The worst part is I imagine him like stuck facing one way so the orb can still like orbit around him, and just like facing one direction, just like shuffling in an awkward way, so that way the orb continues to
It's exactly right.
Normal. Yeah, like instead of just like walking in a circle, he's also facing one direction and moving in a circle around it. So
perfect.
It's the most funniest fucking thing I've ever seen.
It is damn hilarious. And as you're kind of saying that, your dagger's sinking into like the sinew. Make me a survival check real quick, and kind of pulling up at some of the dragon skill. Go ahead and make me a survival check.
That's
wisdom.
wisdom.
Because you're distracted.
So, taking your time, you manage to kind of pull off a big sheet of dragon scale, and you also pull out a bit of dragon meat, which you think could probably serve as a decent meal. And you've heard some stories from travelers and guides in the past who said that like dragon meat, it's kind of it has a rejuvenating effect. You're pretty sure that if you cure the meat, it might serve as like a really decent ration.
Cool.
Or you could just sell it. Also true. Zelbor, you make it over there. You're telekinesing the card. If you're telekinesing the orb back onto its place. It sets. Cardiff or Zelvor kind of pulls away from you, Cardiff, and snaps away. The orb sits there for a second, and you're kind of holding it down. Do you relinquish it now that they're separated?
Yeah.
The second you let go of the spell and relinquish it, the orb flies right back over Zelvor's head and starts spinning, returning to its orbit.
Hey, Cardiff, I got an idea. I have an orb.
I'm in the middle of casting something, Cardiff.
Experimenting.
Yeah, your ritual. If you're casting as a ritual, you need to start over.
I'm going to start over because of bloody freaking Cardiff, who couldn't be patient.
the chronomancer has no time for this shit.
Actually, before I do that, I'm going to be smart this time. I'm casting Odaluke's Resilient Sphere around myself.
The orb, if it needs to, if you're trying to shunt it out.
Oh no, I'm not trying to shut it out. I'm trying to shut Cardiff out so I can concentrate for 10 minutes on this damn spell.
I'm okay with that.
Hey, Cardiff.
So yeah.
How about we put this blue orb that I had on it and see what happens?
Okay, let's try.
All right, I do that. And then right when I put it in, I pretend like I'm getting electrocuted just to make it like exciting, you know, like, oh, all right, I'm all right.
I would telekinesis you up in the air.
Just start throwing people around.
Well, I mean, I was gonna disconnect him from the electrical. Not gonna touch him.
Okay, you spend 10 minutes. During that 10 minutes, of course, the dragon's being dissected, ripped apart. I would say, just to put a number on it, you have, trying to think of a good amount. What's like the size of a blanket, square foot wise?
I don't know if it's like probably 64 square feet.
5 by 3 or something like that.
Okay.
I was thinking 8 by 8, which would be 64 square feet.
Okay.
Depends on what type of blanket we're talking about.
Sure. I'm bad at
I don't know
math.
about you, but I don't use any blankets smaller than 8 feet. Like at 6 feet tall. Those 5 foot
Yeah.
bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
Basic.
not a big fan of like belly blankets.
For simplicity's sake, it's 8 by 6. You have 3 sheets of 8 by 6 dragon scale. And then you have about 45 pounds of dragon meat. And then you have, I would say, 6 lengths of dragon bone that are 6 feet by like a foot. You ripped out the bigger bones in the center portion. Nothing else is salvageable. Those things are going to be a bit heavy and might require some help carrying. Do you see what I did? Did you see it?
I saw.
It was subtle. It was good though. Okay. The dragon's dissected and ripped apart. You also have 2 dragon horns. Malik, you're staying with Cardiff. Inspecting that. Do you guys want to go anywhere else in this place, like into the fiery area where the dragon came from, or do you want to go anywhere else?
Yeah, we can go there later. I wanted to find out if anything would happen if I put that blue orb in that little receptacle.
It sits there. And then the second you kind of turn away from it and kind of start walking away, you feel a strong compulsion in your heart and in your mind to turn around and pick the orb back up.
Son of a bitch! Alright, I'll take it, put it away, and take it with me.
John, Hawk is thinking back to Gideon and the curse, and thinking if there's any connection to what we heard, the last blood here. Is there any connection to that, or the guardian of the bloody chalice? I'm just looking back through my old notes.
So you recall correctly. It would seem that the guardian of the bloody chalice seems to be some guardian over the curse, or guardian over the remnants of this elvish house. Make a history check. See if you can.
I lost that last. The remnants of what?
The remnants of this elvish house, Taveshner. It's not clicking right now, but you definitely have like one of those You know that if you can get to some books, especially if you can get that copy of the Curse of Taveshneron that you guys had before, and start looking it over and maybe perusing it, maybe have some conversations with a wiser, sage like Cardiff. You might be able, or lore haver like Zelvor. You might be able to kind of piece together. You think there's something there. You're just not sure what it is. Let's see. Boo's got the loot. Cardiff, what are you doing?
I'm gonna telekinesis myself. Can I make myself fly like Magneto? Telekinesis.
I think that would be more like Jean Grey.
Jean Grey.
So you can move objects and creatures, but you can't move. I don't think you can move yourself.
Well, that's lame.
You could make me swim through the air.
Because the way telekinesis kind of works is you're kind of pushing it off of you or moving it from you, not lifting it up like...
if you had something like a box...
You could set it down and then fly with it.
Right.
Well, actually, could he push on the floor?
Or, if you want to be really cool, just take one of those sheets of dragon scale and hop on it like a magic carpet.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I can show you the world.
So one of your dragon scale sheets kind of... And he kind of starts flying on it.
I'll allow it, because it's dope.
Boo's like... But I want that sheet back.
See, Boo is like, there's a moment of, I lost my sheet, but then I see Cardiff sitting on top of it, and it's mad respect. That dude just wants to have a huge thing of shiny scales shining light underneath him as he flies around. Go for it.
I'm just gonna kind of peruse the cave with True Sight.
Yeah, where the dragon came from, right?
What is this thing over here that I'm pinging?
It appears to be a fountain, a water fountain.
Water!
Fountain head?
There is water inside of it, very light amount, and it looks very warm, and it looks like it's actually boiling.
Fuck. I hate boiling water. I hate it.
You presume that's because of its proximity to the lava breaks. You can see the portions where the lava's kind of cut through the stone here, and also this big one that seems to lead out towards a big open area outside of the worked stone of the chamber.
Would it be possible to pick it up with my gauntlets and take it over to where it's cooler?
Oh no, it's set in the wall.
Son of a bitch. Oh well.
Okay, Hawk, you're moving over the lava streams and heading that way, right? I see you darting around.
Sure.
It looks like there's a path that does run alongside the rent of lava, but just passing over that portion the way you did, I need you to go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Sure.
I just moved myself to where I would actually be, John.
Okay.
I want to telekinesis boogie board,
That's
with
awesome.
You're going to go ahead and take 21 points of fire damage as you kind of pass over the lava. Again, this is lava. You didn't touch it, you just passed over it. The closer you get to it, and if you move over it, it's way hotter. So this is some hot stuff. But you get over to the other side. Your friends kind of watch you pass over it. Yeah. What else? What are you guys doing besides? Who else wants to go with Hawk and head that way?
I do, but kind of up in the middle, not all the way towards the ceiling, but kind of in the middle, underneath this dragon scale boogie board, flying carpet.
Gotcha. If you pass over the fire with the boogie board underneath you, the heat doesn't pass up through it, so you're fine. That makes sense. Okay. So boogie boarding after Hawk. Anybody else heading that way?
I'm gonna say, hey guys.
I'll land and I'll send the boogie board with telekinesis.
And just start bringing them back, carting them over. Is everybody going across? Is that
yeah, sure. If he's gonna do that,
we need to find a place to take a short rest. I'm down to 1/3.
We're gonna go to Theater of the Mind. It's really easy. So you guys continue on through and follow along. You can see that the fire chasm kind of leads up to what looks like a. Go ahead.
Do I get, or how long till I'm done with my identify thing?
Oh, sure. So you cast Identify, and you cast Identify, and you realize that it is a magic item. It has a function, but you don't understand the function, and it's actually not giving you the truth of the function. So, as you are aware from playing in Westworld, you're not, because you didn't play as much, but you can't identify a cursed item. Like, you can't figure out what its curse is. Basically, it's not a magic item, but you do feel that there's something there that if you focus your attention on something with malice, something will happen.
Okay, and then I'll keep going with everyone else.
Have you been mad at anybody lately?
Not me.
I'm trying to think.
Kevin is saying not me.
Not Mel.
You know, you did. You said you were angry at Cardiff because he ruined your spell and started throwing you around.
Yeah.
Was annoyed at what
okay.
Yeah, sure. Let's go with it. Let's go.
Well,
I was angry at Cardiff.
Let's go ahead and, as you finish the identify spell, and remove your glove of your globe, and look. And you look over to Cardiff, like finally, and you give him a look, and you're like kind of angry at him, and like pestering mage. As you do that, the orb zips from you and starts floating over Cardiff's head.
Well, that was unexpected.
As it kind of floats around your head, and as Zelbor kind of is surprised and doesn't understand, and like removes the being, angry at Cardiff, that momentary second, the orb zips back over to Zelbor and starts floating around his head.
Did I have any feeling of?
Oh yeah, no. Make an Arcana check.
Sure.
At least we'll know when
Zelbor's
mad at us.
No. You felt something for sure. So the second it came over you and started orbiting around you, you felt like there was an arcane kind of sensor that was kind of focused on you. Like whatever it was kind of focused in on you as if locked on.
Does it seem like it's projecting this information to something else?
No. Well, to Cardiff, you would know that because the sensor returned back to Zelbor. Zelbor was the one who triggered it to go to you, and you're not sure why, but you know that while you were underneath it, the focus of the attention was from Zel. When you turned to look at him, and Zelbor was like confused and started thinking about it, the orb zipped back to him. So you're pretty certain that it was Zelbor's attention that did it. Negative, perhaps, attention. You're not sure.
I mean, I could.
You're not, even with the Arcana check that you just rolled, and having a really high insight for sure, you know that Zelbor was angry at you for a second there. Threw up a glove of invulnerability. When it went away, he threw an orb at you, and it zipped back to him when he was confused by it.
Are you sure with that deception? No,
he kind of does that. No, I'm not mad at you. I'm going to my room now. Oh, good times. Okay. So
it seems there's an interesting interaction with this orb.
I'm getting you to the point. I'm going to get you to the point real quick, where you guys can take a short rest and stuff. But I do want to point out one thing too, before we get one last thing, one minor bit. When you guys kind of come around the bend, you can see that the channel of fire that entered into the chamber kind of comes from this large-looking bowl of a cairn of stone, and it looks like your path can kind of get you up to the top of that. But it's all set inside of this large cavity of a chamber inside the stone, and water is dripping down from the ceiling and splashing into the lava. But the lava seems to be kind of like creating pockets of stone where it hits for a time, and those seem to be kind of drifting and becoming slag and then back into molten stone as they continue on. So it doesn't seem to be having an effect other than it's filling the room with steam. And it's really hot in here, but not to the point where you're going to die. If something really liked fire, if something really liked warm stuff, this would be the place to be. It's like being in a sauna, really. That said, as you kind of come up and look down into the dome, you can see that the outer ring of it kind of has the lava patterning to it, but it's very small, and it seems that there are points where it's kind of bubbling up out of the earth. But in the center of this crater, effectively, is a flat piece of land, and it's filled with treasure. just absolutely crazy, insane amounts of treasure, which is great.
I got this down.
Because I don't have it. I don't have it written out. I haven't rolled the dragon sword. I'm sorry. I'm a horrible DM. There's a lot of magic present. Yes. You did kill an ancient dragon, or not ancient, an adult dragon. So you do have its money. But there are portions of the gold on the outskirts that seem to be kind of melted and fused into like weird nuggety blocks. But most of the good treasure appears to be in the center. And there's kind of a dragon-shaped imprint in the treasure as well. But yeah, this would be a great place to take a short rest. We're probably going to end here in a couple of minutes, because that's all I had really planned for the night. You guys did solid hits. Like, I was expecting at least another 30 minutes of fighting, but that did not happen.
Blame this guy over that way past you, or is he? Oh, he's there.
It looks like you're pointing at me. I don't know what that means.
Is it this way?
Hawk is
that way.
Hawk is.
Yeah.
Hawk is that way.
Well, it depends on where you're going. So, levels or experience?
Levels, no, and milestones, yes. So no levels yet. No.
Okay. Close after that guy.
For sure. The treasure, of course, are coming. And then, of course, the orb as manifest. To speed it along to a point where we will be starting next session. You'll be acquiring the treasure. Somebody has a bag of holding, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do I.
You're probably not going to pick up all of the treasure, but you'll have it in a place where you can come back to. It's not. You'll take the best elements of it and enough coin to keep your person. I don't think you're going to try and traffic the trek of moving the amount of gold I'm going to be throwing at you, because you have another pressing matter. As you guys do gather your amount of treasure and kind of start moving your way, saying, we'll come back and we'll get the rest, you guys come back to the library, and waiting for you in the library with the my brain. My brain's not working. What the hell is that thing called? No, the guy, what's the robot called? I forget what I called him.
Oh, what was the robot's name? Hal.
The curator of the library is with her as well. She seems to be kind of just tapping her, finger against the table, and she kind of looks up to you and she kind of smiles at Malik, even though he's kind of a softer color of purple than blue at this point. And she kind of says, "Are you ready to go with me back to our homeland?"
Yes, we must go with haste. I'm sorry about that, but, dragons, they need to be slayed.
The curator kind of looks over to Cardiff and kind of walks over to him and bows. Your order has presented itself and done as has been bidden in the old codes. The old ways have been honored.
Oh, I think you yes. Could I peruse a few tomes of arcane importance?
As is the case with your order, anytime that you enter into this place, you are free to remove one book without its payment cost. At this point,
I was going to remind Cardiff of the conversation.
So there's you're talking about the dagger book, right?
The Kotovish Nirnan thing.
There's also the book, well, you have a copy of the Curse of Tevesh Nirnan. I believe it should be on Zelwar's person.
Well, I have part of it copied down. I don't have the whole thing.
No.
You said earlier that I could talk to Zell and Card if you meant about the book that one of us already has?
Right.
Okay.
There are currently two books still in the library that matter to you. Okay? Cardiff is allowed to take one book and leave with it without cost. But there are currently two books that are important to you guys. Two. The first book is the book that you were sent here in the first place to gather. That was the book that Dagger requested. Okay? You remember it? You guys don't currently remember its title, and I will go back and find it, but it's here. That's one option. Option two is Cardiff is in book form here. And if Cardiff cares about that, he can acquire that for himself since it's his option. However, as a party, you'll probably want to discuss what book you're removing.
I say we don't grab the asshole's book.
Wait, that could go either way.
Yeah, which one's an asshole?
The duke that wanted to have us take a book out for him and have one of our souls trapped here.
He wasn't a duke. He wasn't a duke. He was a margrave.
Sorry, the Margrave.
A master, some of gold.
Sometimes it's good to keep royal people happy, or people who are important. Sometimes it's good.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's good for them not to try to fuck over the little people.
That's true too.
There's that chaotic alignment going full steam. Go ahead and give him inspiration for that.
Woo!
Loving that shit. Alright, so we have one vote for fuck that guy. Mel, it sounded like you were leaning towards, nah, don't fuck that guy. But at the same time, you were kind of, maybe fuck that guy. It's good, dude. Good, dude.
I know. Yeah, I'm voting for take the book for the guy because we seem to make a lot of enemies. We don't have a lot of friends. So we could use another one.
That is 100% true. And if you do have friends, they're all the way back in Stormlock. Oh wait, your friend back in Stormlock was Donovan Adalbert, and he's the one he's the one who killed Ian.
Too many dicks on the dance floor.
That's true. It's a sausage fest around here.
It's a damn sausage fest.
How much would it cost to purchase one of your libraries?
You know that payment of coin isn't going to be something that good. Yeah. He obviously has no need for coin. In his basement, he has a giant dragon sword, and he doesn't even care.
Had.
No, had, sure. Yeah.
Which we just stole.
And he doesn't even care.
Yeah, he doesn't care about money.
Well, Cardiff isn't going to take the book that's relevant to Cardiff.
Well, again,
nothing else matters.
Right. So you are taking the Cardiff book regardless of what they say. Again, they're going to try and sway you. If that's what they're going to do. Hawk, you've got two of your party members, one on each side of the playing field here.
Can you remind me what they are? I'm sorry, I was looking back to my notes.
Sure.
The name of this book title, I
know. I'm going to have to. I have to rewatch it, anyways. Yeah, it's been a while. But the book that Dagger requested is one option. Malik is kind of on board with getting that because he says friends in high places, even though they sent you on false pretenses, is better than not having friends. And then Zelbor, fuck that guy, because.
And what book do you want, Zel?
Cardiff.
Just fuck that guy.
He's for Cardiff taking him the book that Cardiff wants, and then of course Cardiff is interested in taking the book he wants, and ultimately has the decision to just take it if he wants. But I'm sure that if you guys plead your case, you might be able to sway.
You can definitely persuade Cardiff.
Cardiff is not. Yeah. He's not unpersuaded.
I'm sorry, Cardiff has been standing by them in all these fights and just with the dragon, and so Hawk would definitely go with the loyalty of the person who was in battle with him than these other sort of intrigues there. Everyone else is dicking them around.
And even though I know,
like, that would also be Boo's response is like Kevin said, we don't want to lose a friend in a high place, but like we also don't want to lose Cardiff as a friend who's standing right here. Like,
that's true.
Let's be honest.
Just like help us kill a dragon. Like, let's stand by the guy who fucking actually stood by us, and not the guy who sent us on a mission to get ourselves killed. Like. Right?
Good point.
That's my vote.
As you guys are discussing, you notice and like kind of like going back and forth and ultimately coming to that decision pretty quickly. You notice that the curator has gone missing, like, and no one really saw him go away. But you do see his ear is still sitting out on the table. He comes back. He picks up the ear and sets it back into its place in his head, and he hands Cardiff the book, the white book that you saw before when opened had Cardiff's soul in it. Cardiff, once you acquire the book, what do you do?
I will open said book.
Okay.
Page.
Time stops for everyone but you. As you start to pour over the book, which takes time, it is a long, written, detailed book. You finally get to the end of the book, and you're in. I mean, it feels like you've been here, like poring over the details of this book for a year, as nothing has moved around you. When you finally get to the end portion, you start to realize it's, instead of being notes of a mage in your hand, something that you've written and done for some time, you realize that the end portion of this seems to be kind of written in a more vague way and in a more composed way. Like someone else might have written it, or like it was etched into the book by other hands. It's not your style. But basically what it details is a tale of a great chronomancer who entered into an agreement with an old power. And that old power would give the chronomancer access to his most desired thing, access to the Arch of Time, so long as he was willing to pay for it. And when he came to pay for it, to remove the knowledge and take it from the library that this elf said was here, when he paid that price, that lore is gone. You see, as you end the page, the next 100 or so pages of the book have all been torn out, but torn out so precisely that it seems that they were removed out, like by some magical means. It seems that the end portion of your tale, so long as it is in this book, ends at the point when you bargain for the knowledge of the Arch of Time. Time resumes.
Okay. Well, it seems we're missing a few pages there.
He kind of latches the book to his waist.
Where shall we go, my friends? You were done here? Yes.
You guys do.
Towards Malik, right?
I would like to go to the council.
Yeah, I think we're going to fish people.
You guys do all feel the stop effect. Like you notice. It's not something that is unnoticed by you. You guys feel everything kind of stop for a second, and Cardiff was in one position at the start of time stopping, and then was in a different position with the book closed on his belt.
I hate it when that happens. Hanging around with you, Cardiff.
Is that like a long rest?
No, for him it was not even. He wasn't resting at all. He was pouring through that book and basically flipping through the parts he didn't care about and getting the details of it that he wanted. And sure, it was basically the notes and tales of your quest for perfection and magic, as you've written them probably. Well, at least this rendition of you has written several times. But yeah, as you kind of gather yourself, and the fishwoman starts moving towards the watery pool to lead you guys out. Boo, as perceptive as you are, you kind of are looking back at the group, and you look back at Cardiff, and you see the book strapped to his belt. The white leather on the outside starts to blacken.
Weird.
Do you alert him of the fact?
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Cardiff, you look down and you see the book turning black. Do you reach for it to grab it, or just let it do its thing?
No, I grab it.
Okay. The second you grab it, in front of you and visible to everybody, the Fane appears, holding the book. It looks at you, and it's this creature that seems to have 6 legs, like a centaur, and a body like a centaur, but it's completely solid black, long nails that are now grasping the book, and a face devoid of any features, completely solid black, is holding the book and standing in front of Cardiff. If anybody was in that position, the Fane is now in your square, but it doesn't feel like there's anything there. It's just now that if you're inside of it or near it, your sight is kind of obscured by Fane.
What is going on, Cardiff?
In its sweet voice, that it speaks without lips, and everyone can hear clearly in their ears, it says, This one does not get to exist in this realm, mage. And it starts pulling at the book. Do you try to resist?
Oh yeah.
Okay. It's much stronger than you, as I'm sure you're aware. And it's pulling away. Do you what are you going to try and do?
Can any of us see this and react?
Oh yeah, no, it's all happening.
He's struggling clearly to get away from this, so I'm gonna try and grab him and help.
Okay.
Whatever.
All right. So you're assisting, trying to pull the book away. All right. Anybody else doing anything?
Wall of force.
So is there? So it's what kind of a creature is this?
It doesn't appear to be anything that you've ever seen. To explain it again, it's solid black, like a shadow. Its face and features, like it has no face. It has no like identifying features on its person. But its figure is a humanoid upper body with a six-legged like animal as its lower half. But again, it's solid black and it's got long fingernails, which are currently grasping the book. Basically, bleeding out from it onto the leather of the book is why it's turning black.
Right. So I'm going to sort of look down to my sword and and then stab at it with the sword.
Your sword passes right through it as if nothing was there.
Wow.
I'm good. I don't know if this is going to help, but I'm going to start singing.
Okay. Your song starts to fill the room. Are you inspiring Cardiff?
No, I'm counter charming just in case he tries to
cast
charm on one of us.
Sure.
I wasn't sure if he can cast or not, but I figure why not?
Good way to start. Yeah. And Boo, you said you're helping. And Malik?
Yeah.
I would say Cardiff. Can I dispel this thing? Is this magic?
No, it's beyond time.
So I cast Wall of Force, like surrounding me. And
as you try to cast the spell, which has somatic components, you remove your hands from the book.
Do I still have a grip on the book though from helping?
It doesn't seem that you can hold it.
Okay.
Yeah, the second you kind of like, if Cardiff is releasing the book to cast Wall of Force, the second his hands are removed from the book becomes intangible.
Hold it with both hands?
Oh, if you're just holding it with one hand, you're going to be a lot weaker for it, and I guess Boo could help you. That's fine. Do me a favor though. Make me a perception wisdom check right now, Cardiff. Okay. Does anybody have inspiration to help him out with that?
Yeah.
Oh, you locked it? Okay, that's fine. No, luck is fine. You know that the only thing that you want out of that book is the last 3 pages. Basically the detail of the story of how you came to that endpoint. Everything else is lore you already know and have written in your own white book.
It's lore you should know.
So are you casting the spell still? Oh my god, cat.
What the fuck?
What?
What I would try and do is I would try and open the book to those pages.
And pull?
And pull.
You tear out the pages that you want, probably a couple more. As you do so, the Thane pulls the book away, the book completely turns black and intangible, and he opens it up, and you can see you in the pages pulling out of the pages, and you see the fear and terror in its eyes, and it mouths the words, "Please, save me." The book shuts, the Thane vanishes.
And the Cardiff inside of that book says those?
Yeah, the Cardiff soul that was inside of it, yeah. That said, you effectively have acquired the scroll of another Cardiff, and that's where we'll end for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and kill the stream. Thanks for watching those at home. Worked out pretty good, the streaming thing.
I think so, yeah.
Next session, Malik's like, you know, he's like, hey, it's my time, quest time, let's do my quest, guys. And then it's like, oh, but there's a dragon with a thing for Zelbor in it. Let's go fight that instead. But it's still my time to quest, guys. And then Cardiff is like, what about me, though? What about me? I want to do stuff. And then Mel's like, but it's my quest time. I want to go to the Waterland.